Hi and welcome to today's session. Today's session is all going to be about flexible spine to start your day and just get that body really moving. Because obviously even when we're sleeping we get out of bed in the morning and we feel a bit stiff. So we're really going to get a nice flexible spine and release those shoulders to start our day. So let's begin. Okay, so we are going to start off with the cat. The cat is going to have various ranges of movement. Please play. I like it when people play with their movements. Let's get going. So first things first, I'm going to have my hands just underneath my shoulders or slightly wider, and my knees are currently hip distance apart. I'm going to start off with a bit of moving, maybe a bit of feathering. I call this feathering. It's a transfer of weight, and I'm coming up and down. The reasons for going down first before just taking it into that C shape is so that you gain more movement, more stretch. It is less tone, however, if you're looking for that. Make sure you come back to a long spine each time. So you're going down towards the ground, coming up into that C shape, nice transfer of weight there. You can also do that direct if you wish, but you might notice that you can't go as far or get as much movement as you would like. So I'm going to do a couple of them, nice little C shape there, coming up and then back into length. I'm going to do one more and coming up, that's good. And then I'm going to take it back. So if anyone's got lower back issues, this is actually a pretty good one for that. And again, we're going to go down and back. Feels really nice on the spine, this one. There's also asymmetrical movement. So for example, a staggered arm can feel really nice through the ribs as you're playing. So yeah, really sort of play with your movement. There is not particularly any right or wrong here. However, you just want to make sure that you come back into your flat back position each time. So if I'm moving at a certain tempo, then please slow it down. So if I slow it down, alright, and then I come back into that flat back position. I have to brace my abdominals to make that happen a little bit. And come back. Good. Playing with width of knees as well is quite interesting. People who go close together have less range of movement. I can't move as much as if I'm a bit wider. You've got those ball and socket joints there that sort of allow you to move your back. 3, 2 and 1. Lovely. Right, we're going to draw our head as close as we can to our knee. We're going to exhale in. Inhale, lengthen. That's 1. Exhale in. Inhale, lengthen. 2. Exhale in. And 3. Exhale in. 4. Exhale in. 5. And again. 6. And again. 7. 8. 9 and 10. Let's change size. Exhale in. Inhale, lengthen. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 9. Last one. And 10. Let's reach back into our shell stretch. Have a moment there to breathe. Inhale, sides and back of rib cage. Breathing in. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale and come all the way up. For our next one, I'm going to take my wedge. Now, if you don't have a wedge, that's totally fine. You can get a towel. Make sure when you roll up your towel that you have one side thicker than the other. So it sort of mimics a wedge. You're going to place that towel just underneath what's called the xiphoid process, in other words your pectoral area. And then we're going to lay on our tummies. The reason you've got that wedge under there is so it keeps the length in the spine and doesn't shorten the spine. So if you've got anything like bulging discs, this is going to help that. So I'm going to take my hands either side of my mat there, and I'm going to pull myself forward as if I'm trying to get to the other side of the room. I'm not going far at all. Yeah, and then you're going to come back down and just relax there for a minute. Pulling yourself forward. As you pull yourself forward, there will be a slight lift as you go up and then come back down. Alright, so I'm tractioning forward there. Notice how my forearms are still on the floor there. My neck is trying to remain nice and long, as much length as possible. I'm going to take my hands a bit higher up now. They are a little bit wider than my shoulders, I would say. But again, I'm tractioning as if I'm trying to get to the other side of the room. And then I'm coming back down. So there's a little bit more stretch there. So years ago, they used to put people on traction, the bad backs, to create space in vertebrae. So that's what we are currently doing, creating that space if you spent your week or whatever you've been doing in a shortened state, driving, working, gardening. That's it. Right, I'm going to take one hand out to the side. So let's say I take my left arm out to the side. It's in a bent position. My right arm is a little bit more forward. So again, I'm going to go forward, traction. I'm looking in that direction. And now I'm coming down. And the other side, traction, looking in that direction and coming down. Good. I'm going to keep switching sides. I'm pulling. So if you're pulling enough and adding enough power, force into the floor, then those fingertips should be going white. Okay, as if you're Spider-Man, I normally say, climbing up those walls. But I'm now going to go a little bit higher again, and I'm going to transfer my weight, similar to what we did with the cat, transferring the weight, coming back down. So these particular ones sort of open up just underneath the shoulder blades, creating space there. Exhale as you come back down. Breathing in. So the transfer of weight allows us to work the side that is weaker more. So if we work the same all the time, then that side that is weaker is only playing catch up, and we're only strengthening up the stronger side just all the time. So by adding that little transfer of weight, it gives the other side a chance to do more work, which is why it appears stronger and harder. Or we can slow that down again if you like. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's place those hands underneath your forehead and have a little rock. Get the hips nicely moving. Let's get those shoulders moving. Your lower back, I brought my lower half of my legs actually up. So if you like this one, you might prefer that from this one. Okay, sliding hands back. Push up and over into your stretch. Breathing in there, sides and back of rib cage. Breathing in and exhale. Good, and come all the way up. Right, we're now going to lay on our side actually. So we're on our side. I've got my arm in an S position. You can be long if you like. If you have a shoulder problem, then put that arm in front and you can put something underneath your head. So we're here, okay? Now I'm going to just push and slide my legs in position. I'm going to lengthen out my top leg there, okay? Now I'm going to bring my other arm up like that, and as I bring my leg forward, my arm will go back. This is a counterbalance stretch, and then you're going to just rock nice and long through your body there. So now my arm goes forward, my leg goes back. I'm allowing my spine to move. I'm allowing the movement through my hip. I'm trying to stay nice and long through the ribs. We'll do a few of these. Should feel quite nice. 2 and 1. Good work. Okay, let's switch sides. Let's switch sides. You might find one side way easier than the other, of course. So nice and long again. Opening out, that leg comes forward, that arm comes back, that leg goes back, that arm comes forward. Sometimes it can feel a little bit like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. It's just a really nice movement for your spine. A few more, keeping yourself nice and long through your ribs. 3 and 2 and feels good. And 1. Lovely. Good. Okay. Let's take ourselves onto our backs. Elbows grounded. Head's going to go in the same direction as your knees. And your feet are again hip distance apart. Nicely rocking there. Now I'm using my upper body and my feet. I'm pushing into the ground so that I can get a nice stretch as well. This is me without a push. It's just no control. It might be loosening, which might also feel nice. But if you want to add stretch and a little bit of tone perhaps, and you add a bit of GRF, a bit of ground reaction force into the floor, remember we're applying physics to movement. Here we go, and we're pushing from one side to the other. Good, a few more, 3, 2, and 1. Super. Right, you're going to pop something underneath your toes. Your feet are going to be grounded. Okay, so this is a really nice flexible spine one. So take notice of how your back is. Maybe there's quite a big arch. We want to make sure it goes, you know, a shallow curve is absolutely fine, but we want to make sure that our spine is nice and long, and this exercise should relieve that. Elbows into ground. Let's push our back into the floor, but to do that I push with the heels, so it should happen automatically. The push of your heels, your back should lengthen along the floor. Okay, now from there, I'm going to come up into a shoulder bridge position. I'm going to make sure my ribs are in line with my hips. So I'm not overextending like this. I'm just making sure that. I'm also in this position, so my neck stays long. If I'm here, it is short. Okay, so we are going to stay long with that body. Breathing out. Breathe in to come down. Now, we want to make sure that our ribs and our bottom come down at the same time. So again, push those heels into the ground. Let's lengthen that spine along the floor there. Come up into that shoulder bridge position. Let's now breathe out. Breathe in. And make sure that your ribs and your pelvis come down at the same time. Right, I'm going to add some feathering in now. That transfer of weight that we've been adding all through this session. So again, push those feet into ground, so your heels, lengthen your spine. I'm going to rock as I come up. Good, and then again, breathe out. Breathe in, come back down. Nicely transfer the weight, making sure that your lower half of your back does come in contact with the mat. It's relatively the same time as your ribs. Let's do that 2 more times. Push heels into the ground and up. Let's push, push, push. We're transferring that weight. Breathing out. The ribcage closes. Come back down, breathing in. Make sure ribs and bottom come in contact about the same time. We're going to do that 1 more time. And again, push those heels, lengthen your spine. Come up. Here we go. Again, breathing out. And again, just feather back down. Ribs and pelvis come down together, breathing in. And just acknowledge actually the change. So already I can feel the mat now with my lower back without me trying to do anything. And that's kind of what you're after. So a natural shallow curve to the spine. Let's bring both legs in. Let's give ourselves a little rock, a little bit of a massage. 3, 2, 1. Rock yourself to your side. Come up to a seated position. Let's do some breathing before we finish. Here we go. Breathing in. And again, breathing in. 1 more. Good, lovely. Okay, place your hands on your hips. Just slide those hands forward, dip your back. Exhale there. Slide hands back, push down, breathe in. And thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's morning flexible spine session, then please subscribe to my channel for more movement sessions that might help you throughout your day. They are reachable goals, they are small sessions, and hopefully get everybody moving. Thank you.